Russian drones over Poland, fighter jets into Estonian airspace, and Europe scrambling. Is Putin testing NATO, or is Europe finally at a breaking point? In September 2025, Poland shot down multiple drones that crossed its airspace. Days later, Estonia reported 3 Russian MiG-31 fighters violating its airspace for about 12 minutes. NATO scrambled jets and pledged to strengthen eastern defenses. Energy used to be a major lever for Russia. But after 2022, the EU dramatically reduced pipeline gas from Russia, from roughly 40% of pipeline imports in 2021 to about 11% in 2024, replacing supply with LNG, reduced consumption, and alternative routes. That shift has lowered Moscow's direct energy chokehold, though some EU states still rely on Russian fossil fuels via pipelines or exemptions. Tactical drone incursions and airspace probes can be interpreted several ways. A deliberate test of NATO's response times, a way to divert attention from operations in Ukraine, or a demonstration of capability meant to intimidate. NATO has responded by beefing up air defenses and launching operations such as Eastern Sentry to intercept and deter. So far, allies are avoiding Article 5 escalation, treating these as serious breaches, but not triggers for collective combat. That careful approach is designed to deter without triggering full war. The U.S. remains the security guarantor for NATO, but recent messaging from Washington has been mixed. President Trump has publicly criticized Russia at times, while also pushing allies to do more. The U.S. can pressure Russia through sanctions, secondary sanctions on buyers of Russian oil, and military support for Ukraine. But much depends on political will in Washington and among allies. Europe is far less dependent on Russian gas than in 2021, and can, and has, moved to pre-position more defenses. But strategic tools like secondary sanctions, global trade levers, and big energy contracts still often require backing, or at least alignment, with the U.S. isolated EU action is possible on defense deployments and sanctions packages. But the economic and diplomatic punch is larger when coordinated with Washington. If tensions escalate to larger conflict, the geopolitics widen fast. Russia could look to partners such as China, Iran, or others for economic or political backing, while many non-European powers would tread carefully to avoid secondary sanctions or escalation. Most global powers prefer stability, so blanket alignment is unlikely, but the diplomatic map would be tested. Bottom line, recent drone and jet incursions appear designed to probe NATO's response. Europe has reduced dependence on Russian energy, but security pressure remains. A full military escalation is still avoidable, but the window for miscalculation is narrower than ever. Please like, comment, and subscribe.